Just in the last few weeks, alert, 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 just in the last few weeks, expats all around the world had to go through a warning crisis. The expat game is forever changed. And there's a variety of reasons: the 36-country travel ban, embassy closures in certain territories, and look, European tourists are no longer looking to America. American tourists are no longer welcomed in Mexico. The immigration crisis across the globe is definitely looking a little crazy, okay? But listen, there are 5 Caribbean nations that I found that may potentially be a better bet for you than Mexico. Let's get into it. Zoom back with me a little bit. Zoom back with me. If you have been an expat for any amount of time, or you've been talking to people who are expats from the West, mostly America, then you know most people looked at Mexico as that easy way. Just travel across the border, hop on a quick flight, however they're getting down there, and they thought it was heavenly. They were like, yeah, it's cool here. It's not far from America. They get to still see their family. They felt like it had a lot of leverage. Now they're tightening residency pathways, pushing expats like you out, and turning paradise into paperwork purgatory. Ugh. The easy route is becoming a funnel of surveillance and rejection. But while doors are closing in that particular country, other regions are opening wide open for you. Enter the Caribbean's quiet innovation. These 5 islands that I'm about to tell you about are going to open up a world of benefits for you, especially if you're looking for a second passport and you want to be close to America without going all the way to here in like sub-Saharan Africa or Asia, okay? So this is for those of you out there that are like, hey, do you have any options that are maybe a little bit closer? I found a few key citizenship-by-investment programs. They're known as CBI programs in Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. And who knows, maybe in like a couple of years, I would be over there just exploring as well, right? No reason not to check it out. Now, for some of these passports, the only thing that you need to do is invest in real estate that's approved by their government at $200,000. That's actually lower than the real estate investment threshold for here in Mauritius, Africa, which is $375,000, okay? Like if your house is worth 200, 300, 400, 500, a lot of you guys, if you bought in the right neighborhood at the right time, your house is well over what you paid for it, okay? And so if you sell it and then you get some property down there in the Caribbean, then you could potentially be living your best life in paradise. And yes, while you're being geofenced in North America, these islands are opening the gates for you. But let's talk about why this actually matters, okay? Let's be real. US politics are looking pretty ghetto. It's pretty unstable, and the dollar is losing dominance so quickly. Digital surveillance is rising, and that so-called freedom that we felt like we had back in the day, well, unfortunately, it's shrinking by the minute. So Black Americans and Afro-diaspora families, as well as Americans of all cultures, are looking for exit strategies pretty quickly. They don't just want to get out, they want to stay out with strategy and resilience and long-term residency. And this gives you the power that you once dreamed of. And what these islands are offering is not just tourism, it's international sovereignty. Number 1, let's look at Antigua and Barbuda. They actually state on their website that the government reports 70% of real estate buyers actually apply for passports. That's a shift in global positioning. And this is like the new insurance policy, a second passport. Let's just call it what it is. A second passport is a survival tool. It's not just a symbol. It means you can leave the US in any emergency with no embassy drama. You can secure your children's future outside a collapsing, over-policed empire. And you can bank abroad with ease and invest globally without being treated like a high-risk outsider. And you do not need to renounce your citizenship, which is very different than some of the regions that you'll find in Africa and Asia. You can have dual citizenship in the Caribbean. And, you can renounce if you want to, but it's not mandatory for a lot of these Caribbean countries that I'm naming, especially these top 5. This is honestly about backup power, but this isn't just buying privilege. This is literally legacy generation internationally for not only your children's children, but for your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, anybody and everyone that is connected to you. Whoa, wait a minute. I just realized we're like 5 minutes into this video and I'm just not sure that you hit the like button. But if you did, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that because I love serving you in this capacity. But if you did not yet hit that like button, you definitely should. It's completely free. It won't take too much of your energy and it should just take like 5 seconds. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, and you should consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this, okay? Now, critics say that these citizenship by investment programs turn passports into luxury goods and create a two-tiered system. They're not necessarily wrong, but they're missing the bigger picture here, okay? When the system itself is for sale, the entire American empire, wouldn't you rather be a buyer than a beggar, right? Because at the end of the day, that old saying, beggars can't be choosers, stands, okay? These Caribbean nations, by the way, are most of the time Black-led post-colonial countries that serve innovation and ways to support their own economies. CBI programs support public health systems, disaster recovery, schools, and infrastructure. In fact, passport sales make up 10 to 30% of gross domestic product in some of these island nations. This is not about exploitation. This is about these Caribbean islands deciding to diversify their clientele as well. But it's your move from surveillance to sanctuary. If you've been watching the biometric surveillance updates, as you know we have on this channel, talking about the biometric lockdown and things of that nature, and you've seen the tightening visa restrictions, not just in Mexico, but also in America, also in Europe, also in Canada, especially against Americans. People are side-eyeing Americans. And so you obviously want to be in a territory that's not going to side-eye you too much, and it's going to be a little bit more grateful that you're there, okay? Listen, this is the door you were not told even exists. Because while embassies are closing and your digital identity is being weaponized, the Caribbean is saying, come, build here, be counted, be protected. Warning though, this window, I can almost guarantee it, just like the seasons change in life, nothing stays this way forever, okay? So while these doors are open right now, who knows if it's gonna be available in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 10 years. Once they see so many applicants come through the door, typically, and I've been in this space for over 5 years now, watching international patterns, watching expat moves, watching residency processes and visas. Once a lot of people come through the door, these type of programs, no matter where they happen in the world, start to taper off. We've seen it with Portugal. We've seen it with African countries. Ghana is changing up some of their policies as well. And so whenever you see a big herd of people go towards something, understand that it's typically going to shift in the next couple of years. So you want to get in probably in the next few months or even in the next year, if at all possible, which I believe is completely possible for you. Now, obviously, this brings us into the state of the diaspora, our bespoke workshop, which we are now on cohort number 10 or 11. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember anymore. But listen, we are doing cohort 10 or 11 Sunday, and then another one on Tuesday because there's such high demand. 10 slots sold out every time. And you know, if you were to look in the description, I'm not sure there's even a slot available, to be quite honest with you, okay? And so I'm gonna have to open up something for September if you want the information that we're giving. And let me tell you, the conversation is top tier. We have clients who are discussing, hey, I wanna take some time in Thailand, Chiang Mai. Hey, I wanna come to Mauritius. Hey, you know, I think I actually wanna go to Benin. And we're creating this international network that's not just limited to Africa anymore. People are traveling Asia as well and using an Asia-African approach. And this is the only channel that I've found online at all, period, that takes this approach. And so you should definitely join in on the State of the Diaspora. Your ticket is $150 and it's going to be a fantastic time, okay? So I'll see you there. And I want you to remember something. We are not running, we are building. This is what real sovereignty looks like. Today I was actually writing a brand new blog for you. If you're new here and you don't know, I'm a marketing analyst of 9 years. I own my own marketing firm and I love writing, I love blogging. And I was sitting here today and I was like, oh my gosh, if you do this simulation, the cost of living that I have here in sub-Saharan Africa, in the islands, the island in the Indian Ocean, almost makes me nearly a millionaire. I did the simulation. I had ChatGPT help me out just a little, okay? And it ran the simulation. It was like, yeah, with your cost of living and how much money you are making in your business, you actually live as if you're someone that is making $500K a year in America. And so I'm like, wow, that's such a good feeling. All praises to the Most High. I'm so glad I was obedient, right? And I want you to feel some of that as well. So I published the blog for you on my website, www.tiffygwrites.co, if you want to see that entire strategy. But here's a disclaimer. It's a long blog, so you're gonna have to have some patience and some diligence, but that is the place that you can go to see the intersection where business and entrepreneurship meet travel and international residence. Check it out on my website. It's pretty amazing, and I'm so happy to announce that I've been looking at my website analytics, and I see y'all in Finland. I see y'all in Martinique. I see y'all in the Caribbean islands. I see y'all in the Philippines. I see y'all in Sweden. I see y'all in Botswana, in Ghana, obviously Tanzania, Kenya. I see y'all all over looking at the website. It's just wonderful to have that international brand and to bring these strategies to you served up on a silver platter. And listen, before I end this video, you do not need to be rich to live your best life abroad. You just need high caliber strategy. Strategy is where most people make the biggest mistakes. They'll do border runs. They'll go to a country that doesn't have favorable residence permits of over 1 to 5 years. They'll go to a country that only does it, 1 to 2 years with a huge capital investment. But guess what? When you choose wisdom and understanding and you do the proper research or get in community with people who do this for a living, then you can unlock the goodness that you're looking for. This is not a dream. This is not a loophole. This is your lifeline. And this lifeline is for those who act before the flood. So I'll see you in the next video. Shalom, shalom. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.